As you can tell, I'm live on YouTube right now. I'm trying to get everything else set up, so just give me a bit and we will start. Just setting this up. So mainly, we're gonna talk about last night's stand and deliver PLE. Of course, the last two games of the Bucks, and just talk about a little bit of comic book movies and TV news. Because there's some stuff that's coming out that that probably need to discuss. So let me try and get like some of this set up. Huh. Oh, excuse me. I think my Facebook is still connected to this to the phone. So Justin Flint 3463. Welcome to the live. Appreciate it. Um, like I said, guys, it's gonna take a bit, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go Facebook Live on this other one. So I am gonna do saw me on here like earlier today during the Bucks game, did like a watch party, and yeah, it was mostly good. And some of the bads, we got these one of the keyboard warriors always posting up just saying something just so stupid. So yeah, got one of them. Um,
No job for your kids. No food. My dad certainly
let's
can't
see.
take care of them. We can't.
Let's go to
Samantha's parents are taking care of
live video.
Knew if she asked, they'd say no.
Well, I say it looked like it didn't want to excuse me, type up. Trying to get the numbers. Nope. Let's see. 4, 5.6. So, hey, put this on the side here. No, the other phone's gonna go on the other side. So let's just try to go live. So, hey, what's up, everybody? That's Oh, wait a minute. Okay, shipment. Hey, what's? Welcome to the live. Different name. Why not? Okay, so just setting up here before we get started. So anything you guys want to chat about or anything like that, just wrestling or Bucks. Guess we can talk about a little bit of Brewers because hey, they won today. Um, let's see. That still didn't go well. So like I said, I'm not gonna do YouTube on this one. I'm gonna do. Oops. There we go, Twitch. So the first time in a while we're gonna be like streaming like all the our platforms. Just try to make sure get everything correct and go from there. Okay. Okay, everything's correct on that one. Just gotta change the date. Okay. 206. Wait a minute, let me see something. Can't yeah, this is probably when you start doing, sharing the links and stuff. So let's do. Let's doing feed.
Hey, come see your dad.
I said, hey, come on. Okay, there we go. Let's see, should I do like one more? No, just Facebook, because the rest, is, not worth it. So, see, gonna stop this, and the two right here is probably going to end up like causing no problems and stuff. So, like I said, guys, give me a minute. Like I gotta set this last one up, and I don't gotta change the date. I just gotta change the title. So, let's see. There we go. It's done. Let's see. So this is gonna hold, and I know it's gonna like focus all on me. So I'm gonna go live, and that should start with here. Okay. Here's up everybody that joined us when we was doing the live watch party. I am calling it Bucks Talk for some reason, but I don't know why. But it is what it is. So then we start the record button with on the laptop, and we can go from there. So sorry guys if it goes like a little slow because I don't know, we got like two online connections. We got one down here, and the other one's like in the next room, and you know. So we're gonna start recording and try to get myself in here. So hey, what's up, everybody? I was just talking to the live about what's going on, so I'm gonna say the same thing to you. That's on the pre-recorded episode. So we're mainly going to talk about, as you can see, last night's Stand and Deliver. I ended up watching it this morning, and yeah, it got a lot of reviews. Actually, some positive reviews for Stand and Deliver, as NXT's biggest show of the year, and I do agree it did deliver. Well, we'll get on that. Yeah, hey George. I know you're giving me crap, so I should expect that from you. But anyways, so gonna talk about Stand and Deliver. Of course, you're gonna talk about the last two Bucks games, and we probably just talk about some a little bit of comic book TV news too. But I probably should add another link just to talk about more wrestling. Uh, there we go, Wrestling Incorporated. So I just gotta move this to the side in case there's more, to talk about. That something I need to, put out there. So, but anyways, let's go to talk about wrestling first. So it'll be Stand and Deliver. So any guys y'all out here, you want to shout out, just like say your name, say hi, or have your name on there, but say hi as well, and just like Shipman did earlier. So I'll give you guys a shout out. So same thing, you guys is watching YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, and also you guys on my personal TikTok page. So anyways, let's go to the results. I didn't see the 10-person tag because I thought it would be on the main card, but they actually had it on the pre-show. About time you have a match on the pre-show and didn't tell anybody about it. So yeah, that's their fault for not like mentioning it. So anyways, of course the team, Solomon Hill, EK Prosper, Hank and Tank, and the women's speed champion Win Sinclair, they won their match against Birthright. But I saw the highlights of this match, and it was interesting and probably fun at the same time too. But probably at some point I'm probably will gonna watch the match and get the pre-show. But I think it was a failed attempt for them, not mention anything that is gonna be like the match was gonna be on the pre-show instead of thinking that it's gonna be on the main card. So I was wrong about this match. I thought Birthright was going to win, but I was wrong. Um, then now they started with the women's triple threat match, and I know half y'all pervers out there was happy about the wardrobe malfunction of JC Jang because y'all couldn't stop posting it last night, and I tried not to look at it, and I didn't. So just watching it, on YouTube, and yeah, I thought I was sick. Some of you guys just need a life. Um, yeah, because she had like multiple like wardrobe malfunctions, and keep going on the match while she was having that wardrobe malfunction. But I can say, that's a trooper, but at the same time, you're gonna hate for that, to happen. It's like, what more can you do? Is like if you can get the time, recover and stuff like that, and fix yourself. And I think y'all probably missed it this past Friday on SmackDown too. I missed it too until they mentioned it this morning. Charlotte had the same problem with the wardrobe malfunction, but Bailey was there, for the recovery, just like cover her top
Then they
until
need
she
to be
fixed it.
talking to the dressmakers and the costume designers as to why these costumes are failing. Because one time you can put it down as, okay, someone grabbed hard and it ripped,
Yeah.
but two wrestlers and multiple times, no. You need to be talking to whomever made the costumes.
So you think it's like the costume designer's
I
fault?
think it's costume designer fault.
Gotcha. Um,
Because put it this way, what do you think the repercussions would be for me if I did burial gowns that were substandard and fall apart? People would stop using me for
right.
that side of things.
Yeah, that is a good point. And, just didn't think of it that way too. And I was thinking, and maybe it's just a mishap, like once in a while, because it seems like the more draws function once in a while, but then again, well, 2 days I should say, twice in two
If
days.
you said it's multiple times for the one wrestler,
Yeah, yeah,
then yeah, then they need to seriously be talking to the costume designers.
yeah, that's true. But on the other end, we do have a new NXT Women's Champion, and I was wrong about this one too. I thought JC Jane, I thought she was going to retain it, but she lost it. So, but the surprise winner is Lola Vice. Why I'm saying surprise is like I said, I didn't expect for JC Jane to lose it, or I guess like I'm a little bit shocked, but I was thinking I was going to be too shocked because I was thinking, oh yeah, they're going to keep it on her for a while. So, Lola Vice is now the new NXT Women's Champion. Defeating JC Jane and of course the Kendall Gray, which she got called up from Evolve and up to the NXT roster recently. So they moved her up to the main roster. So, well, not main roster, but the NXT roster. So, and I know it bears the question for some people, like, since they got Evolve now, that's more like development for the guys from the PC or Performance Center, and also the guys that from the ID program that WWE sometimes they handpick for from the indies, like for people to represent their company with the ID titles, like the man and the women. So I don't know. I guess that would be hard to say. It's like because NST supposed to be like more development brand, but it seems like more just like to see where where they at and see if they need to go more development, like send them back down to Evolve. So definitely seems like that's how it's been as of late. But the triple threat match was a good match and it was cool. Oh, you never said when was the date? You gotta mention that. Let's see. Now of course the tag team championships was next. I did get it right predictably because I don't think they was gonna like give it to Americano, especially them going back and forth. With being on Raw, being on AAA, and NXT from time to time. So, dude, that's like 6 months. Like you got plenty of time to remind people.
What's that?
his 50th birthday, George.
Okay.
But I said, I'm gonna have my 45th probably like in 2 weeks, like. But I ain't doing anything big, so besides turning the big 4 or 5.
And I've got my 52nd in 6 months.
But yeah. So of course, Fendi Project they retained the title, so good match. I'm pressing the strength. We already know who's underneath the mask, but of course, showing the strength. This certain luchador had. We already know who it is. So, and you probably already know, and I don't need to tell y'all who it is because y'all probably already know. Um, Now, this match was really, intense, and I love the match from start to finish. Soruka did defeat Zarya. Um, I guess I like the closing moments of this match. It's like the kind of like, all right, see you later, George. It's kind of like of course it was emotional, but I think the ending just shows that Soruka does have a killer instinct, and I guess they need it for like guys that try and make it to the main roster. So but kudos for both women, and I thought the match was very very great. Especially because y'all know they had the ramps, then they had the ring. So Soruka did her finishing move off off the ring, and yeah, it was just that good. It was just that good. Like I said, everything else was good too. So like I said, good match. Um, Next match, North American Championship match. Miles Bourne, he did defend against Jared Gargano, and he did retain the title, which I kind of predicted because I think this is kind of like the thing they want to. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That is a good call too. Um, but I think like the difference between Zarya and Luna Vachon, I think Zarya, she has more power and strength to her. So like I said, she'll get called up in the near future too. So I'm just thinking maybe they want to build her how to find her own person. I mean, um, but anyways, so yeah, it was a good match, and this one was too. It's kind of like a wake up call they doing for Joey Gargano. Maybe build him up a little bit because ever since Tommaso Ciampa left from WWE to AEW, and I I apologize for you guys that's really like AEW fans, but they gave Tommaso Ciampa, I think his second match he won the TNT Championship. Then a week later he lost it. Don't make no sense. It really don't. So, because I know everybody's saying AEW is the best and stuff like that, but here's the thing. And I know WWE is accountable for this too, but at least now they got more platforms. They can say, "Oh, okay, we're going to restart this guy, send him back down, and work on him a little bit more. Maybe he'll find his character, then bring him back up."
My problem with AEW is they're trying so hard to be WWE that they're forgetting they could be an individual entity.
Right. The other sad thing is, because people like get upset, oh, they got WWE got these like old wrestlers like taking up the spot.
So does AEW.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Because in AEW, you got like multiple guys that the top guys like in their 50s
Because
still
let's look
wrestling.
at it this way: Edge ain't a young man.
Right.
Samoa Joe ain't a young man.
Mm-mm.
The list goes on. It's like, come on, people.
So yeah, and plus the other AEW problem is like they don't develop their own talent. Like they did a good job with MJF. Although he was in the Indies, but he's not like his first big wrestling job was AEW, and being a two-time champion, that's pretty good. But then again, you have all these other guys. They were once WWE, then you want to like give them the titles. Like, really, we want to see something new. Like, come on now. So yeah, that's some of my pet peeves for AEW, and like I said, I'll still watch it from time to time and see it. So a little bit of the storylines they getting a little bit better, but I'm sorry, but Tony Khan should not be running creative direction because I had no idea what he's doing. And talking to somebody that actually met Tony Khan, but yeah, it needs to change. But anyways, for like Gargano, hopefully they push him up more and build him up. Although I would have said this summer they got Money in the Bank, but that's gonna be until September now, which is kind of weird, like right after SummerSlam. But then again, they got the Night Champions or Classic Champions, where they don't call it, and they can start, the King of the Ring tournament sometime. Say maybe after they done with the Clash in Italy, which is like on May 31st. So yeah, you got two PLEs in 1 month next month. So I'm just saying there's probably something you gotta just look out for. But that's just me. Um, a North American Championship match for the women's, it was a blast too. Tam Paxley retained her belt, but she also got her belt back from Blake Monroe. So I don't know if this is gonna be like over with, but this one they could continue the storyline if they want to. But you know what? The match was something. Just put it that way. Um, then the main event. This was kind of a shocker to me because I was thinking Joe Hendry was going to retain, but he did not. So, but then again, the short reign is probably means that they're gonna like probably call him up like after WrestleMania. You never know. Um, which is probably good. Just wait and see. And I think maybe Ethan Page and Ricky Saints may get called up as well. And I think they really do need to call up. That's just me. But anyways, yeah, Tony D'Angelo, new NXT champion, and finally, and I don't know, he's like I'm trying to think. He's the first guy that holds everything. Like they had a,
Everything?
of course, tag team champion. Also hold the I forgot what the cup they call it when they like hold the cup. So I think I can't even remember what it is. So that's kind of sucks. So because it was used more on NXT UK, and they started breaking into you know NXT when they combined everything with the UK and he won, and he also been the North American champion by defeating Omar Fendi. So yeah, and now he's champion. So it looks like he got a character that can stick, but with the mafia thing that he was doing in the like beginning in NXT, it was great. But I guess when they decide split everybody up and like what's next for him? Well, you got like Stacks doing one thing, and the other guy is MIA, and I forgot the other chick name that was with them too. She's recovering from injury, so she should be back anytime now. Yeah, it was like, what was next for Tony D'Angelo? So he got his revenge on Dark State, and now he's a champion. So his mission is accomplished. It for that part. I'm gonna rate it and grade it. Like I said, I actually seen it. So and then like I said, everybody gave Stand and Deliver very positive results. Yeah, nearly 3 hours, and although it looked like you had 6 matches to build on, but you end up putting five. Like I said, I NXT, having like minimum of matches, that's an exception. But it's just like the main roster, like when they have PLEs, they should not be having like 5 matches in 3 hours. They shouldn't. That's just me. I know they claiming less is more, but that's BS.
Less is more when the wrestling match is a good one.
Mm-hmm. And storylines, in a way, make sense. So, let's see, rated and graded. I probably haven't. I rated, NXT PLE's high, but I don't think I ever rated it this high. So I really had to give graded it a solid A, close to the A plus, but a solid A. And for the rating of it, ooh, um, I think I'm gonna be fair and not like I said. I never rated a PLE or NXT. I rated them high, but never this high. So I'm gonna give them a 10, 10 out of 10. And like I said, a solid A. So that's my rating and grading for Stand and Deliver and rating and grading and all that good stuff. So I guess right now, we're gonna see any other wrestling news and stuff like that. Before we try to move on. So I'm trying to make this go like to an hour. So hopefully, I accomplish that so I can have time, put this on and
You will accomplish.
I know most of y'all show like we beat this record.
Have you got a power cord for the laptop plugged in? Because this is dead and I need it.
Okay. I can easily, if I don't knock anything over, unplug it. Okay, sorry, gotta move this cord over. So if that stays there, and there we go. Yep. Hey, the laptop is fully charged anyway, so you know what? It help matters. Um, let's see. Yeah, I heard about GCW yesterday with Jack Perry, reunites with Marco Stent. Remember, they was called like the Jurassic Express. Him, what's it? Luchasaurus. So, but although we know like Jack Perry and Luchasaurus is like back, back as a tag team was cool. Let's see. See if anything interested. So, oh wow. So Mercedes Moët, as y'all know, she lost all of her titles that she have, trying to be the belt collector. Um, they said she languaged her last title, so that's kind of strange and like, what? I don't know, just crazy. And plus, you have you have two pay-per-views this weekend. Strange enough. Next Saturday you have TNA's Rebellion, and Sunday you have AEW's Dynasty. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot to cover. So do my best, to talk about each of them. Try to do like a video or something, go from there. Um, so yeah, should be an interesting weekend and good for like wrestling fans. Because I think you got that one, and after Dynasty, 2 weeks from this weekend, you have WrestleMania, which I am not going to watch. I will watch the first hour of it on ESPN or ESPN2, but after that, no. And I know some of y'all thinking like, okay, you're not watching WrestleMania. Why? I don't think it's fair. They give like these big cities, to have WrestleMania, especially a city to get it twice. Like it's like the old days, like every 10 years they go to New York and stuff like that. But like I said, WrestleMania 30, they kind of broke that curse and they didn't. They went to not St. Louis, but freaking New Orleans, which is good for them. But I don't know,
Did you eat
especially
your food
you. Where was it?
in the microwave?
Oh crap! Okay, that means I gotta get it in a little
Oh,
while.
good. That means you can make me a cup of tea.
Yeah, I'll do that too afterwards because I am gonna eat that. My darling wife makes the good dinner, Easter dinner, especially the cheesy
Cheesy potatoes.
potatoes with hash browns with a lot of cheese. So yeah,
Cheese.
yes, the lot of cheese made it perfect. So and it was the right kind of like hash browns too. So yeah. And don't worry, everybody, I'm not like drinking beer. It's my non-alcoholic IPA, Sam Adams. This is the last one, and I'm think I'm probably ain't gonna drink any more beer until I have some money to buy some this weekend, some non-alcoholic stuff. And plus, I got a surprise for the business owner, and it's free and it's be fun. So we're gonna do something, and like one of the things is we're gonna see Michael movie. So yeah, we're gonna see it. It will come out. The day before on my birthday. They do the preview releases on Thursdays. Then Friday, the actual thing. But the preview is like the same thing as like releasing the movie. So whatever with that. Um, there's a lot of rumors out there that they had Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan in the Hall of Fame match wise this year, but WWE never confirmed it as of yet. But they confirmed on other things like Bad News Brown in the Hall of Fame and Sid in the Hall of Fame, Sid Justice or Psycho Sid, wherever you want to call him. So yeah, let's see. Rare Rippy's comments on. You know what? I hope they do WWE Evolution. I really do. Cause like last year was a banger, although it had mixed reactions and mixed views. So yeah. But the crazy thing is, who actually did a women's pay per view or PLE first? It was TNA. So WWE, they did it in 2018, the very first one. Then last year, second one. So hopefully, they do the third one. Like maybe if it's not going to be like in July, because right now they had no pay per view schedule for July. So maybe either they put that in or they're gonna put it somewhere like in October or something like that. But they should do a third one. So yeah, um, they waited like on at that time it was 8 years for the last year's one.
No, me too.
Let's see, trying to see which more that she's says about this. So it should be good. It's like you have a big roster, women roster, and you have multiple titles for them now. So why not put them all as showcase? You can treat it like maybe like Night of Champions. Have every single women's belt in WWE be put on the line. The WWE women's, the world title for the women's, United States and North America titles respectively. Then you got the tag team titles, and you got like the NXT titles, like the women's and the women's North American champion. So there's like a lot that they can do. Okay, go to low power mode, and if I go on YouTube, guys, I apologize because yeah, it's like oh wait a minute, I can probably can plug that one. So hold on. Okay, it's not gonna work, so we'll try the other way. Okay. If I knock this over, I apologize. I'm just trying to.
What are you trying to do?
I got it. Use the other cord to charge this other phone. Oh, there we go. It's cool. I got it. So, sorry, I didn't think this phone would like. It was like 32%, and now it's down to like 4. So that's just kind of crazy. Um, and sorry, I had to fix this one. At one point I'm gonna get a table. I had this all set up and all my other stuff, and yeah, we're gonna work on that. But anyways, but if y'all agree with me and y'all want to see WWE Evolution this year as well. Depends, if they put like, either what a perfect day for them to do it at, since they had no PLEs December, put it in December. Could be the middle of the month, I'm thinking since you have no PLEs in December, just for NXT, and you got Saturday night's main event that you probably gonna do in December anyway.